What's up, everybody? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. Today, I am bringing you the spice. I am bringing you the Sazon Goya of Dragon Ball Super. For those of you who know what Sazon Goya is, shouts out to you and your families. Anyway, my boy Rich requested me to make a Vegito deck, so I went to work. And I tried incorporating all the cards that you would normally incorporate in a Vegito deck, and it just did not work. So I really had to think about what I was going to put into this deck. And when I tell you this deck is spicy, this deck is A1 Buffalo style spicy. So first things first, let's go over the leader. We have Vegito. Honestly, the leader is not that good, but what makes this leader good is this permanent effect that makes Vegeta and Goku cards all colors. And by all colors, I just mean red, blue, and green. So it really helps synergize with multicolored cards and allows you to play off certain aspects of, the Goku and Vegeta cards. So this deck is not at all focused on the leader. Like, to be honest with you, when I'm playing this deck, I barely attack with the leader. He's honestly just there so that I can have my permanent skill. I never attack with him when he's on the unawakened side because I don't want to mill a card off the top of my deck. But when he gets 4 life, he awakens, draw 2 cards. This side's a little better because he carries over the permanent, but then you get the auto of drawing a card when you attack. So that's good, that's fine. But I never attack with the leader when he's unawakened. So let's get to the card. Let's show you the spice that I'm talking about. So first things first, this is a tricolor deck. I guess you can say that. So we're running 4 Majin Buu. It's a great 1-drop for the color blue. It replaces itself. It gets you started early on in the game. And you'll see as the main purpose of this deck is to not charge any card unless it's blue. And being that obviously it's a Vegito deck, you know that your Gokus and your Vegetas are all 3 colors, so they act as blue, red, and green energy. But you never want to charge a card that's not blue. So if you have to charge a battle card, you have to make sure it's blue. So Majin Buu is okay, and we have a couple other cards in the deck that are blue as well, so that we're going to get to. Then we have the 1-drop Kind Saiyan Son Goku. Again, because it's a Vegito leader, he becomes all 3 colors, but his effect is really good. His auto is when you bring him out. You get to look at the top 7 cards and add a blue Goku to your hand. So in this deck, there's several targets. We're going to get to them. But it helps you dig through your deck to thin it out and allow you to plus properly. It's a really good card. It's a 5k combo, if anything. You can always charge it if you need to. So it's really good. It helps tutors out other cards. And then we have Bulma, Supporter of the Future. And I know this is where the spice begins, right? This is the first of the spice. So you're probably like, oh, okay, I know where he's going with this. I guarantee you're not. Or maybe some of you might if you think outside the box. But Bulma's a really good card because she, like Goku, helps you search for 3-drop Trunks. For Trunks that's 4 or less. So there's literally 4 targets in this deck, but it's never a dead card, and I'll tell you why when we get to it. But Bulma's really good. She's also a chargeable card because she's blue, and she's a 5k combo, so it helps you with that as well. All right, now we have Bundle of Curiosity, Son Goku. I love this card. It's just a great card. It's a Goku, so it's all 3. It's green, red, and blue energies, and it's like Majin Buu. It's a good turn 2. This deck does have a slow opening, and it's kind of more like mid range. Like when you get to like turn 3, from turn 3 to like turn 5 is when the deck really takes off. So it has a slow opening. So when you have slow openings, you definitely want to make sure that you have enough combo cards to play on defense, and you definitely want to make sure that you have low drops that help you search. So you don't really sacrifice too much in the early game, and it helps you build up your hand to where you need it to be to get to the later game. So like I said, when you get to turn 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, you'll be all right. But Bundle of Curiosity is really good because it's a draw, so it replaces itself. And if you need to charge it, you can have it charge and cast as all 3 energies. Then we have some more spiciness to Tenacious Vegeta. This card is so good. It's so overlooked, but now that we have the Comrade Son Goku, it makes this card really good. Its permanent effect is that it cannot be attacked by a leader. but it has the revenge. So if your opponent is attacking this card with a battle card, they're going to lose a battle card. So bringing this guy out, he kind of sits there for a few turns, unless they're just popping it with a KL or something like that. But you kind of guarantee yourself having a Vegeta body on board for at least a turn or two. And you can kind of play around with it and make it work the way you want it to. Worst case scenario, it is chargeable and it gets you all 3-color energy. Really good card. Then I have 2 of the full power Vegeta. This card also is really good, and you would normally not see it in a Vegito deck. Its auto is when it comes out, you can destroy cards up to cost of 3 that have a cost of 2 or less. So he can destroy a 2-drop and a 1-drop. He can destroy 3 1-drops. He can destroy 1 2-drop. So you can destroy lower drops. It doesn't target tokens because it specifies a cost of 2 or less, so you can't destroy tokens. But you can get rid of your opponent's 5k combo cards, which is really good. And these cards combo really well with another card that we're going to get into later. So I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. But again, if anything, it triples itself as a red, blue, and green energy if you need to charge it. And then, of course, we have a red leader, so we have to run the double shot Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Like I said, this deck does open up slowly. So worst case scenario, you charge an energy, pass turn. When your opponent goes to attack you turn 1, you just tap the energy, bring this guy out. You just have a 15k body on board. 15k bodies on board are really good, especially early game, and you don't have to pay 3 energy to bring this guy out when you just combo with it. So it is really good. And it's another Vegeta, so it's blue, red, and green energy. Then we have, of course, from the expansion, we have Comrades combined Vegeta. I'm running 4. The reason I'm running 4 is because this is your turn 2 play. What I mentioned before about you never want to charge anything if it's not blue energy, he's the reason why. His permanent is if all of your energy is blue, you can reduce the cost of this card by 1 in your hand on the field. So he's essentially a 2-drop with 20k power. That's bananas. So you want to bring this guy out on turn 2 if you possibly can. If anything, he's a 5k combo and he's chargeable, which gives you blue, red, and green energies. But it's a really good card. I like, obviously, the artwork is super dope. But we're going to show you why we run all these Vegetas, right? So, also from the expansion set, Comrades combined Son Goku. This Son Goku literally searches out all your Vegetas. So you can bring him out, and he can you look at the top 7 cards, and then you get to summon, or you get to bring onto the board a Vegeta with a cost of 3 or less. But it has to be, I'm pretty sure it has to be blue, right? So when you look at the top 7 cards, choose 1 blue Vegeta with 3 or less and play it in rest mode. Because you're playing the Vegito leader, it makes essentially all of the Vegetas blue. So you bring him out, you can bring out this Vegeta, you can bring out this Vegeta when he'll blow stuff up, or you can bring out this Vegeta and he's a friggin' revenge card. So you have a good amount of targets, and you have versatility to depending on what situation you need right then and there. If you need to blow something up, you bring out the full power. And if you just need a big body on board, you bring out the Vegeta. You can also bring out the double shot if you want to, just to get a Vegeta on board, because you obviously have to search the top 7 cards, so you're not always going to be able to choose which one you want, but you do have to select a target. So you have a good amount of Vegetas to siphon through and to choose to bring out with his effect. So this card is really just bananas. And if you need to, you can always charge it. Now the next card I'm going to get into is Vegeta the Proud Father. Oh, why are you running Vegeta the Proud Father? I'll tell you why. This is what makes Bulma so good. We're running 3 Trunks Creator of the Future. Trunks Creator of the Future is the best card in this deck, and here's why. His effect is, he's a 3-drop, 15k, which is, that's a good curve. It's a standard curve for turn 3. His effect is, during your main phase, you can put him at the bottom of your deck, and you can bring out a Vegeta or Goku with a cost 3 or less, and the color has to be blue. So he can bring out this Proud Father Vegeta, and what he does, when he's brought out with the effect of Future Trunks, he gets to blow up a battle card on your opponent's board, which is great because there's no cost restriction. So he literally just comes out and pops something, and he's a Vegeta. But he can also bring out Comrades Goku, which then Goku's effect triggers, bringing out a Vegeta. So you just tutored out 2 cards. He can also bring out the other 3 Vegetas, the full power energy one that pops, the Tenacious Vegeta, that's a revenge, and the red Super Saiyan Double Shot Vegeta, that's a combo card. This Trunks is so good because it can literally tutor out like 70% of your deck because he targets Gokus and Vegetas. Spicy. It's beautiful. So that's why we have that. And then I run 1 full power Trunks just because. It's a 20k triple striker, so if you drop this card on board late game and your opponent's field is completely clear, they don't expect you to run it. You can search it with Bulma. You just bring him out. It's such a huge body. I love this card. It doesn't get a lot of play. It's very underrated, but it is good. If you bring it out in the right situation, it could help you swing for game. Never charge that card. Once you charge that card, it completely ruins your entire energy scheme. So no matter what you do, do not charge this card because then it deactivates your 3-drop Vegeta. And we also have the big hitter of the deck, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, the Savior. This card, a lot of people were asking me, like, why wasn't I running Trunks? I mean, I showed it to a couple of my friends, and they asked me why I wasn't running the expansion Trunks. I was in the beginning, but you don't really need it. The fact that you draw enough with the 1-drop Boo and the 2-drop Goku, and you search enough, it kind of thins your deck out. And the fact that you're running 3 copies, there's a good chance you're going to draw into one of them. So far in what I've play tested, I've always drawn all 3. I've never charged one, or not charged. I've never prized one, and I've always gotten all 3 in my hand. This card is so good. You can bring him out essentially on turn 5 by just Pataring a Vegeta and a Goku that you have on board. And because you play so many, it's very simple to bring him out. You know, for 5 energy is so good. He's dual attack critical, and on his second attack, he gains double strike. So he's 30k, so you're talking serious amounts of damage. You're talking 3 damage potentially, all being critical. That's insane. So I run the 3 Vegitos. And then it's a red deck, so obviously you have to run your 10k combo card, Divine Aid Vados. I use these more on defense to protect my leader to make sure that I don't lose before turn 5. Because that's what you want to get to. You want to get to turn 5, and then everything after turn 5 is just extra. So you want to survive until turn 5 so you can bring out your Vegito, and you can start putting tons of pressure on your opponent with your lower drops. And then if you have to, you drop the Trunks. And if you get the Vegito and the Trunks on the field at the same time, that's super devastating because one's a triple striker, and one essentially is doing 3 damage. So that's 6 damage on board. So I use the Divine Vados on defense primarily just to save my leader. But at the same time, you got to remember that the focus of this deck is not on the leader; it's on the actual deck itself. So the leader's just kind of there just because I need to run a leader. And then the other cards we have 4 Senzu Bean. Senzu Bean is really good on defense because it gives you a permanent 5k pump. But if you use it on offense, you can also restand energies, so you can play multiple threats out per turn. And because this deck plays so many lower drops, you could essentially bring out the future Trunks. You know, on turn 5, you can bring out the future Trunks. You can attack with him. You can give him 3 Senzu Beans to restand your 3 energies. And then you can use his effect. You can bring out a Vegeta to pop a card. If you have a Goku on board already, or if you have a Vegeta on board already, you bring out a Goku. You can bring out the Comrades Goku with the Trunks, use the Goku's effect, bring out a Vegeta. If you bring out the full power one, you could pop something, attack with the Goku, and then you Patara and bring out the Vegito. It's just nasty. You know, turn 5 is a really good turn for this deck. And then the last 2 cards I run are Vados Assistants. There's not a lot of negates in this deck. I feel like negates are kind of losing a little bit of their luster as the format gets to its conclusion. But this negate is really good because it helps. First of all, it protects your leader so you don't take any damage. But it helps restand your battle cards. And you want to make sure that your Gokus and Vegetas survive on board so that you have them for Patara fodder. So I only run 2 because you won't run into this problem until the later game when you get to like turn 5. So I kind of just hold them in my hand until I get to turn 4 or 5. And then depending on what my opponent does, I'll react to it. And I'll play the Vados Assistants. And I'll restand my Gokus and my Vegeta so that next turn I can go and Patara and bring out the Vegito. Because remember, this deck starts off slow, and then it just kind of whoosh, it kind of flushes through to the end. So you wanna build hand advantage in the beginning, leave combo pieces on board for protection, and then once you get to your Trunks turn, because turn 3 you want to drop that Trunks. You want to drop Trunks turn 3 because it helps facilitate your plays. And then if you have the proper cards, like if you have the Senzu Beans, you can essentially bring out, on turn 5, you can bring out a Trunks and a Vegito. So it's a really good deck. I like it. It's a lot of fun. It's been really successful in playtesting on Octagon and on Untap. Primarily, I've been using Untap more because Octagon servers have been a little wonky lately, but I've had a lot of success with it on Untap. I haven't really playtested it live yet, but I'm going to be doing that this weekend. But so far, so good. I mean, I'm happy with the deck. It's not a prototypical Vegito deck. Like, there's no Babies or anything like that. There's not a lot of really high drops because I feel like you want more fluidity in this game as opposed to heavy hitters. So if you can get to turn 6 and drop a 6-drop, that's good. But you can also get to turn 6 and potentially drop 3 2-drops or 2 3-drops, and then activate Senzu Beans to restand your energies. So there's a lot more combo ability, there's a lot more playability with lower drops, and it allows you to combo freely without having to tap an energy for it. So that was my Vegito deck. I hope you guys liked it. Please, if you guys want to try it, build it yourselves, by all means. I want to spark creativity in this community, so if you feel like you're interested in trying it out, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. It's not your typical Vegito deck. People sleep on it because they see all these low-cost Vegetas and Gokus and stuff, so they kind of don't take you seriously, but then when you bring out that Vegito, the whole game changes. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell to get notifications when I drop my next video, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I appreciate the continued support. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.